So as you can see, here in Occupy San Francisco, February 6th, is it the 6th? Yes, 2012. A little wet. GA hasn't started. Everybody's eating some food that was kindly provided by Richard and his working group. We've got beans with tomatoes and mushrooms in it, and we had some potatoes, and we also had some beans with bacon in it, and some rolls. We also have a whole bunch of salad, as you can see here, a big bag of it, and some coleslaw. It looks like people are starting to wander together for...
Be aware that we want to try to keep track of this bag for my sleeping bag.
Okay.
When one of these come up empty,
we'll try to
refill it.
Yeah. And we'll go over here to the working groups forum. And the working groups forum is now breaking up since it's 6 o'clock, ready for GA to start. And you can see it's about that time of day when traffic starts moving along.
You find in your closet after like 10 years.
You know, on our mission statement that I put online, I let everybody know ahead of time.
Hello friends, hello Occupy friends. We're going to start our general assembly like in 2 minutes. So, we're a small group. If you all want to come over this way, don't forget to try the coleslaw. It's apparently really good. Thank you.
It's spicy!
Hello. Yeah.
So people are still grabbing some grub.
Actually, there's a lot more. You didn't even recognize me, did you? Over here. So we can all,
who is that guy? Yo mama. I know that voice.
That speed dealer.
Looking at him. So we got people eating food here, getting ready for GA, and more people are showing. All right, how's it going, man? From the Tesla Society, right? Isn't that right?
Mensa.
What was it?
No, you confused me with somebody. Tesla is the
Tesla.
Serbian.
Yeah, I thought you were with the Tesla Society.
Modern telecommunications. But basically, my mom was Croatian. The Serbians, you don't want to mention Serbians around the Croatians. Yeah, Tesla argued with Marconi as to who invented the wireless right up till the end. It was a bitter battle over who had the patent right.
Yeah.
Right.
Incoming. Everyone didn't recognize me.
So if you just hang out for a few minutes, we'll start the GA. Still waiting for everybody to finish eating up and gathering in. Seems to be that people always run late on a
We got focaccia bread too. I didn't tell you guys.
rainy day like today. Might I, or is that gone? Bell? Is that gone? Little discussion group finishing up before GA has actually started. People are lagging behind, but Doesn't seem like anybody's in a real rush this evening.
Haven't seen you in a while.
No, I've been here.
In J20. I didn't even see you around during J20.
Oh yeah, I was here.
I saw
I
you
was
just
over by
before
Bank
that.
of America most of the day.
Oh, okay.
The one right up the street here. Yeah.
Good seeing you again.
What's that?
I say good seeing you again.
Yeah. What was your name again?
And yours? James. James. That's right. Nice to see you too.
Definitely.
Last check with you was this. You and Private Mike on the search for a flatbed truck. What became of that?
Flatbed truck. Clean this off real quick so the viewers at least have a nice good vision. Flatbed truck, we're still looking into a vehicle.
All right.
So you can see how wet it is here, folks. It's not pouring down right now, but it was drizzly earlier. We're all happy that it stopped. Look at this big old plate of food.
This coleslaw is the best coleslaw.
It's spicy, isn't it? Yeah, good stuff.
Did you feel she was comfortable with it because of the Occupy?
So I'm gonna wander around here. I don't know if anybody out there remembers, but let's see. Right over here is where the kitchen was, right where I'm standing now. And yeah, what's that? James? Gay boy James. He's probably going to be here soon, I would expect.
Okay.
I'm not sure. He had some things to do.
$5. I'm looking to get high myself. I got to go pay my son's.
Yeah, right on, man. That's cool. Yeah, he'll be back. Sorry, Seven.
That's all right. Yeah.
So, and right here where this bike is where the storage was. From over here in this corner right here, they had it wrapped up to this corner, and this whole section here is where we kept storage for campers, so it was safe. We had a security department.
It's basically the main decision-making body for San Francisco is Occupy, and it's also a place where we inform each other about what we're doing, and we have discussions about what we want Occupy to do. I'd like to introduce the facilitation team. My name is Ben. I'm the facilitator tonight, if that's okay with you guys. This is Ricardo. He's going to be the peacekeeper, keep you all peaceful. And I ask that everybody here, if you see somebody getting a little upset, be a peacekeeper. Go over and talk to them. Make sure that our meeting isn't disrupted. This is Maria, who really nicely volunteered to take notes tonight. Chris over there is going to be our stack taker. So when we have discussions, go make eye contact with Chris or get his attention so you can get on stack. And also I want to mention James is a very important part of our General Assembly. He's doing the live stream, so thank you very much, James, for doing that all the time. So I also like to ask people, if you like to smoke, that's totally fine, but please just do it downwind, so people who don't want to breathe smoke don't have to. So has anybody here never been to a General Assembly before? Welcome, thank you very much. Anybody else never been? Looks like a bunch of familiar faces. Derek never seen you here before. Yeah. Ricardo is going to show you the hand signals, but there's a couple of hand signals I wanted to just reiterate that are good to know. This means I cannot hear you. Please speak louder. Good one to use for anybody, even if you can't hear what I'm saying. Just go like this. And also, this is a very important one. I feel it's important to talk about. This means you have a point of information. Basically, if somebody's saying something and you have the missing piece of information that would make what they're saying complete. So it's not a direct response. It's not that you can say what you want to say immediately. It's that you have the missing piece of a puzzle. Okay, so consensus is a really interesting thing that not so many of us are familiar with, but it's basically us coming together and having our ideas meld together. So it's not one idea winning over another, it's us all coming together and having a compromise. And very quickly, I just want to say that this, of course, means that you like the proposal, you think it's a great idea, or maybe you don't think it's a great idea, but you think it's good for the group. this means that maybe you don't like the proposal, maybe you weren't listening, maybe you don't know enough about it, but you're still going to let the group do it. And of course, a block is like this or like this, and that means that you feel really strongly that this idea is a horrible idea, it's an immoral idea, it's against your moral fiber for Occupy to be moving in this direction. So it's really a big deal, and you will be asked to explain why you're blocking. And not only that, but hopefully I ask you that if we have proposals tonight, if you're planning on blocking, please let us know beforehand so that we can try to work through the issue so that your block is not a surprise, because we want to hear what your concerns are. You have a question, sir?
Yeah. I got my rack 2.5 months ago. Just to let everybody know.
Welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, also, one more thing before we get to our announcements, the first part. Just really ask that, this is a lot of people here. A lot of times when you're in a big group, you can't say exactly what you want to say right when you want to say it. So let's all be patient. We all want the same thing here. We're all a big, happy family. Most of us here, have been working for this for a long time. So if you feel yourself get agitated, maybe just take a 2-minute breather outside the circle, come back inside, and I just want to assure you that no matter what you have to say, everybody will be able to say what they want to say. But also realize that you might have to wait, and also show respect to other people, so make sure what you're saying is to the point. And I'd also really like to have people who don't speak very often to speak. So just make sure that if you've spoken a lot during this General Assembly, maybe step back and allow somebody else to say their opinion. So now we have, and I just want to see really quickly, how many people are planning on proposing something tonight, or doing the first step of a proposal, since it's now a 2-step process? Can I see you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha. Okay. So that's about 5 proposals. So. Okay. So let's just keep that in mind that we have about 4 proposals. So we have a number of proposals. So just keep that in mind. And before we start, I just like really quickly for about 5 people here, maybe people who don't speak very often, to say why they are here and what they think Occupy is about. What do they want Occupy to be about? So if you could raise your hand and get the contact of Chris, or if anybody just wants to raise their hand and say what they're doing here. What do they want Occupy to be? What is their dream?
I'm here because I'm interested in photojournalism and doing this exercise. But I also support what you do. I got some great pictures last week in Oakland. If you Google my last name, Flickr, you can find them. My last name is Doccali, and it's D-O-C-C-A-L-I. I got some really cool pictures you probably haven't seen. So just Google my last name and Flickr, and you'll find some pictures. So, my first name is John, and I'm here because like I said, I want to get into photojournalism, and I support what you're doing.
And also, one other thing, this megaphone's a little bit funny, so you don't have to pull any buttons, you just speak right into it, just so everybody knows. Anybody else?
Hi, I don't know if this is working. Okay. Hey, I'm Ellen. I'm not around here too often, so just wanted to say hello. Is this closer? Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of here and also in New York. To me, Occupy is about just coming together to do whatever we're each called to do to make a world that is economically just, socially just, and environmentally just.
I fell starved. Why am I here? How could I be anywhere else? Anybody else who really wants to say something? Okay, we're going to move right along to announcements. So if you have an announcement, please get on stack or just raise your hand. Chris is our stack taker. So just get his eye contact.
Okay, my announcement is to the news that that the European Economic Community is trying to impose another austerity deal on Greece. They have to take out another loan to pay the last loan, and so they have to give priority to that over social services and other needs they have. And that Greece just had a general strike the other day, so I'm wondering if anyone wants to get together with me, to plan some action around that, the issue of Greece and the austerity.
Dave.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. My name's Dave. I'm with Occupy Oakland. I'm in the local business liaison over there and the nonviolence caucus. I just wanted to tell you guys about action next week that we're doing. It's going to be on Tuesday, F14. It's going to be a March for Love. Everybody's encouraged to wear pink or red and bring flowers and just bring your love for San Francisco, for Oakland, for wherever you're from, and for whatever you're into with Occupy. So I think it's a good chance for everybody to show solidarity with Oakland in a peaceful march and show what we're all about with Occupy. Is not just all about any one thing. We're about a lot of things. So it's going to be, the rally is going to be at 6 at Oscar Grant Plaza, and the march is going to be at 7. So that'll give people a chance to go if they're working or whatever. Any other questions? Anybody else? Other questions? Or yeah, Valentine's Day, F14. What's your question, sir?
Where exactly is that located?
Okay, that's Frank Agala / Oscar Grant Plaza. It's right next to the 12th Street BART station in Oakland, and right next to the City Hall, basically.
14th and Broadway.
14th and Broadway.
I'm from Detroit. I don't know where that's at.
It's over, yeah, it's in Oakland. It's going to be your second BART stop if you take BART over there. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So also on February 14th, we'll be having a Breaking Up with the Bank of America action. We still have not yet released the location, but we'll be breaking it up with Bank of America. Bring your Valentine from Bank of America Breakup.
What time?
12:30 sounds like a good time. I believe it's been discussed.
So it's something that you guys may have heard of. There was a gentleman in his 30s over at UCSF. He's an Oakland resident who went in for a kidney transplantation and was denied it because he was found out to be undocumented in this country. There's been growing opposition against UCSF trying to convince them to do the kidney transplant. He said without it, the man will die. So I don't have the specific information here, but if you Google like UCSF kidney transplant, you'll find there's a website set up to support him in terms of raising funds. Also, there's a petition. And I know next Friday in Berkeley, there's going to be a rally in opposition to UCSF's decision to try to get them to change their mind and do the kidney transplant. In my mind, it represents a lot of what Occupy is about, because it's representing the commercialization and financial interests taking precedence over human interest in medicine. So if you can make it out, try to.
So also, yeah, just a reminder, if anyone else wants to make announcements, just raise your hand or get on Chris's list. I have an announcement that on Monday, people did a banner
You gonna
drop
do that
for
proposal?
Occupy Education action, and they would like volunteers to help do banner drops.
Yeah.
Which means you go over a freeway overpass and you hang up a banner so that everybody can see it. And they said it was a lot of fun, so if anybody wants to do that, they need volunteers, please come and see me, and so I can get your email and phone number. And yes, and also I'm going to be passing around a piece of paper later for you all to sign up if you want to get involved in the March 1 through 5 action. Just put down your email and I'll make sure that you are totally linked into everything.
Who's next, Chris?
Rob.
Hang on, I want to give him my email.
Well, Occupy Supply recently did a contest for local activism, and we won a $100 gift certificate to Occupy Supply. So I'm not sure how we'll decide on how we'll spend that, but I'll get, I guess, a list and then bring it to GA and go from there. Congratulations.
My name is Alice. I just came from the Interfaith Allies of Occupy meeting, and there's going to be a interfaith roundtable about Occupy at St. Cyprian's Church on Thursday morning at from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Thursday. That's not next Thursday. It's Thursday the 16th, a week from Thursday. And the purpose of this is to educate more people and involve more congregations in supporting and studying the implications of Occupy and taking the right action.
Who's next?
I think he went back over to food.
Richard, if you want to make an announcement, you can come over.
Is anybody else? Me is next.
So we got two announcements. One, I sent an email today that the food will not continue if we can't find a way, because I've got a shitload of food over here. So even if I feed the whole GA, I still got a shitload of food over here. So what we should do is take this and make a flash outreach where we drop in someplace in town. It's got people, we feed them, pass out flyers. But if we can't do that, I mean, I'm not going to take this food to the homeless shelters. They got way too much food. They don't need our food. So I'll just stop it if we can't figure out a way to do it. You know, we got to do it. Got to outreach the food and educate people and bring them on. That's number one. Number two, we're doing a presentation for Rainbow Grocers on the 10th of February at 2 p.m. So we got 3 speakers, and we're deciding content. We interviewed the Rainbow Grocer person that's been there for 20 years, and we're tailoring it to them. We're doing an outreach to them on Friday. Some number of the 240 workers at Rainbow. So that's the second update. Company, Rainbow Grocers. Yeah.
Good.
Jane?
I just want to remind everyone about the ideological warfare group. Again, if you need flyers, I know we've already been asked to make some education flyers, and we're making that right now for the action. So just remember, please contact the ideological warfare group if you would like to get some content for whatever action you would like to do. We're also in contact now with an organization that does really great research for environmental things. So people who are into environmental issues might be interested in that as well. We meet at 7:30 on Tuesdays at Starbucks on Drum. Please come 7:30 to 9 on Tuesdays. Today.
Thanks, Jane.
I gotta go to court tomorrow at 9 a.m. in Oakland for an obstruction of an officer charge. I mean, I got a video showing like 10 cops beat me up, but if anybody knows, like has any information what's going on in Oakland with people with repeat court dates, or just, I feel so out of the loop as far as what's going on if I'm spending the whole day sitting in court tomorrow. And anyway, so there's court tomorrow for me, and I'm assuming a couple of us that they're still trying to press charges on for the Oakland thing. Thank you.
On March 27th, I think at 9:30, there's going to be something for this one guy who's charged with assaulting an officer. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, in Oakland on March 27th at the Manuel Wiley Courthouse, which is at 7th and Washington. There's going to be a court appearance for this man who's charged with assaulting an officer, I think on the 28th. And I'm not sure exactly what time. I think it might be 9:30, but I'm not sure. So maybe you should check the Oakland website, the Occupy Oakland website.
Okay, we're going to move on to working group report backs, but I forgot to say that the facilitation group, anybody can be a facilitator, anybody can join any of these roles here, and we really want people to do that. We'd really like a lot of people to come and facilitate because it's a good skill to learn for whatever working group you work in within Occupy. If you can facilitate the General Assembly, then a working group will be no problem. So if you are part of a working group and you'd like to make a report back, please raise your hand and get Chris's attention, please.
Bell.
Okay, two working groups that I'm reporting back from. The live stream, we still haven't acquired the live stream account that Ben had, and OccupySF somehow is also in his control at this point. So that's an update on that. There's supposed to be even more mediation, and I'm sorry for the tone of my voice, but I personally, and this is an I statement, I'm getting tired of dealing with this particular issue. Secondarily, an update on the equipment from OccupyWallStreetWest.org Day J20. It's apparently in the process. I've asked for it to be stored at the OSF storage locker with a procedure to remove and use for a while by any working group or individual that's basically certified by their working group. And that should be fine. And I've also asked about the iPads, and I guess those are the updates on the working groups.
Hello, I've got a small update on OccupyTopia. We had a meeting on Friday. We spoke with some people from Occupy, some of us here, and I think what we want to do is we're going to go till 10 p.m. with the critical mass, and that's when that ends. And we're calling for autonomous after parties, possibly in Golden Gate Park and other locations after the bike ride portion of the event. And we think that people can figure out places to set up some music and continue the event afterward, and possibly even occupy some space. So a lot of possibilities, and we want everyone to be sort of coming up with their own ideas and building this from there. Other thing is the gratitude committee. We have a mission statement, and we're going to be consenting on that so that we can start operating. Anybody who wants to participate this evening after the GA, we'll get together to talk. Thanks.
Yay!
Okay, so just from the Confronting Political Power Working Group that's going to be organizing, or one of the groups organizing the March 1st event, I'm going to pass around this, so if you want to get involved in that group, just put down your email, and please write it clearly. Are there any other working group or report backs?
Road Dog 1971, these people are not all homeless.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now...
From Occupy Media, we will start recording. As you remember, probably we had the Occupy America. It was like a radio show for 1 hour, so we are already finished almost, but we need a couple voiceover. If you would like to do voiceover for our audio for 1 hour Occupy America. And also this week we are going to start working on a little like 3-4 minutes for you too, educational messages from educational and accountability groups. And also starting from last week we are going to pass out, we are going to try every assembly something educational for us to learn about labor unions leaders, how they give the money to all the politicians, how that is, and how can they help us also. We have a lot of needs here, and We don't think Obama needs $400 million that they gave in 2008. So those kind of things that we're going to learn more to starting next week. So if you want to do voiceover for our audio, for our radio show, please ask later, ask me or Belle or anybody else from our group. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah, it's fine. So, I just want to let people know, I went to a meeting the other day, Occupy the Food System. I think it's a whole Bay Area Occupy group. They're doing a couple things in solidarity with this National Day to Occupy the Food System on the 27th. I think they'll be having people to help out some gardens at the Huru House on the 25th. And then they're working with the local union of food workers in Oakland for some kind of meeting on the 27th of February. So there's that. And then the Autonomous Action Working Group has been working on trying to create a kitchen and info shop space in Oakland. And that's going pretty well. We've been doing some outreach like at the art event, the Art Murmur, and at MAPS here in San Francisco. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
Thank you, Ryan. Do we have any other working group report backs?
Thanks. You got me covered. So.
Working Group Forum is still meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 o'clock, and we encourage someone from each working group to come and give an update. The working group's Google group is back up in an unmoderated status with specific guidelines because we did consent a few weeks ago to put that Google group back up. But please, when you use it, read the guidelines, and it's not intended to be a discussion forum. It's intended for updates about working groups. So please send people to the working groups forum, and I'm going to try and send out the notes to the Google group. Okay, we're going to move on to our proposal section unless there are any other report backs from working groups.
Is there any announcement section?
We already announcements, but do you want to make an announcement?
Yeah.
So last week we passed in GA proposal to do a march this Friday at 6 p.m. A march against the police repression of Occupy and our right to assemble in solidarity with Oakland and all the occupies that have been attacked, as well as our community members here that have been constantly harassed in the late hours of the night for occupying this space of the feds. We're going to have a march, anti-police repression march, 6 p.m. this Friday. We just convene here and try and get Brass Liberation Orchestra and some music so we can have like a festive environment, dance party too. A lot of folks from Oakland are going to be here as well. We've been outreaching to them. So yeah, this Friday at 6 p.m. So should be a fun night. People, they're not allowed to sleep here. Like your eyes will close, and then you're falling asleep, and then the cops will come and harass you, but you can't sleep, or else they're going to arrest you for illegal lodging, even though it's in between the hours of sit-lie where you're allowed to lie down on the. Yeah, they don't even let you sleep, so you can't occupy, and then all kinds of shit like that, you know.
They'll arrest you.
Yeah, and they'll arrest you.
And beat you up.
And beat you up, attack you. We've had a lot of our occupiers have been brutally assaulted, arrested for no reason, just for sleeping. They're getting tickets around here. It's constant harassment.
Some of them never get their stuff back.
Political repression because most people are allowed in San Francisco are allowed to sleep on the sidewalk between 7 and 11, or 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. But here you're not allowed to for some reason at this spot. So it's definitely political targeting and repression.
Thank you very much, Dangam. If anyone has any other questions about that, I'd recommend talking to Dangam or to anybody else here who has experienced that. Unfortunately, a lot of people. So, we're going to move on to our proposals. Can you please raise your hand again if you have a proposal? And just a reminder, we passed a while ago that proposals have to be written down. You don't have to, they can just be like written with pencil, but you also have to have 3 people who support this proposal. So it doesn't have to come from a working group, but you have to have 3 people total supporting the proposal. So please raise your hand if you have a proposal, and we're going to have you first just read your proposal, and I don't see any other fair way to deal with which one to deal with first. It depends on if it's in the first or second step, because we also passed that if you want to have a proposal, you have to first bring it to GA, let everybody know about it, and then at the next GA can be consented upon, unless it's very time sensitive. So, Bill, you have a proposal? Please just give us the gist of it.
I'll pass this around, but the gist of it is to start thinking about reoccupy.
Yeah.
January 28th is a solidarity with New York possibility for stopping the suppression of the Occupy movement. I think this is more than just for the next GA, but this is one that we now have to come together and begin to talk about and plan. On the back here, you'll see I put on the back here the New York supporters, and I've made a list for anybody who wants to sign it as San Francisco supporters.
What's the date you said?
February 28th.
Okay.
I'm passing this around from me to the next person.
Oh, and also just a really quick reminder, there's a lot of things within Occupy San Francisco that you can do without consensus. Like if I wanted to form a working group, or if I wanted to write an Occupy song, or if I wanted to make a statue, I don't need consensus, I can just do it. You need consensus when you want something to be endorsed by Occupy San Francisco, or when you want Occupy to speak with a singular voice, or if you want to change the procedures of our General Assembly or something that's related to Occupy San Francisco. So that's just a reminder. There are a lot of things that you can do that you can just do. You don't need consensus.
Hold on, I actually have the right response to that idea.
The proposal I have is from the Direct Action Working Group.
You want to pull that up real quick?
This is the second time it's brought to GA. We brought it to GA last Thursday.
This proposal, we brought it up last Thursday, and I don't think there are any concerns. So here it is. Occupy Oakland and others have called for a national day of action on February 20th to stand in solidarity with the people confined within its walls. I think, it's Occupy San Quentin. It's called Occupy San Quentin. So Occupy Oakland and others have called for a national day of action and on February 20th to stand in solidarity with the people confined within its walls and to demand the end to mass incarceration. Occupy Oakland would like to have its sister, Occupy San Francisco, join in this National Day of Action at San Quentin Prison at 12 noon. As we face police brutality for our movement, let us stand in solidarity with political prisoners and poor people and people of color that face police brutality and mass incarceration, and demand our taxes be used for the development of people, not prisons. Thanks. So. Yeah, it's just an endorsement to join, for Occupy San Francisco to join. So.
This is the first time you brought it?
No, it's the second time we brought it.
Okay. Thank you. There were some other proposals.
Guess not.
There were. Bell proposals?
Yeah, we got Bell already.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we only have those 2 proposals.
Right, yeah.
Rob, do you have a proposal?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not really done writing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rob, you should have 2 tonight.
Yeah, I do.
Busy night. All right, so we'll take a brief intermission. People are preparing the proposals to be presented. I believe there's 2 from Rob, 1 regarding finances. The other one would be regarding, I believe, the pillow fight that's on Valentine's Day. We're thinking it's a good idea. Let's find out what Scud has to say.
Affiliation with Occupy, if someone wants to go write us on, that's great. If it doesn't get any kind of consensual approval, it's that person's take on Occupy, not representing, say, my take or his take or your take. There is a difference there, and not clarifying on that can actually be confusing to people, and rightly so. Now, with that said, my proposal is really simple, and once again, is regulation-based. From now on, I want to propose that we vote on the fact that facilitators can no longer use I statements to new people coming in, because that can also be confusing. I'd rather it be stated as it's a community encouragement, this, and this, whatever. I would like to vote on that if I feel it's necessary, if you all feel it's necessary.
I like that.
Yeah.
More voiceover. It's like I want to pharmaceutical ads. I got
So, Bell, you had a proposal? Bell, you had a proposal?
You're not filming him while he just has too much to do off camera.
His?
Yes, did you pass it around?
Okay. So I was asked not to film this.
No, I know.
Let's go see if there's any guards over here. No guards. How's it going, man? Hey, you wanna throw up that information?
Yeah, you ready?
Your journalist? Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. My last name is Zoccali. My first name is John, and if you Google my last name on Flickr, you'll find my Flickr page where it's got some pretty cool pictures from Oakland last week.
Right on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking photographs.
We were driving around trying to find a flat spot. Doubling that. We don't have enough until we checked out all this fucking land that's
Look at this guy. He's got a big old flag representing there. Huh.
Unfreezing of the account and withdrawal of funds for working group fund requests and for replenishing petty cash. The total amount will be $400. Any questions?
Does that include the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously approved request about $200 and then $200 for the petty cash.
because it's something people
Cool.
have already been doing. Okay, then kind of those are
So why is the account frozen?
We took it out of the attorney-client trust, which is a safe way of holding the money. It's not anyone's personal name. So now, since it's in two private individuals' names, we just set this up where we freeze the account so no one can write any checks. And then whenever we need money, we've signed a declaration under penalty of perjury that we have to get GA approval before we can unfreeze and withdraw funds. We'll withdraw the 400 and then refreeze it again. That will go into effect the next week. Yes, we are working towards a long-term solution to this. We should know back about other attorney-client trust attorneys who are willing to enter that agreement this week. Wednesday, I think, tomorrow.
Why don't we just ask Belle to go back to doing it? She's still here. The only reason we transferred is because she was thinking of moving to Hawaii.
Because people have contacted other attorneys.
Gotcha. Okay.
We want to follow through. It's
Sure.
nice to have more than one anyway.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
And there's another proposal from the media working group, and should I read the whole thing or just nutshell it? It's basically, love the police march on Valentine's Day, where we write Valentines highlighting their bad behavior and then offering forgiveness if they change their evil ways, ending with an annual pillow fight down at Justin Herman Plaza. So that's our plan, kind of turn the tide on some of the negative, vibes. So I don't know, I can read the full proposal. It's a little more detailed, gives a little more background, but that's basically it. There's 2 other proposals, right?
Everyone's like, fuck that, you're great.
Hi, Austin brought this up at the last GA on Thursday, and it was an action that was initiated by the environmental working groups of Occupy Wall Street in New York that we'd like to duplicate here. We admit that we're somewhat in flux, and we realize there's also a housing march at noon that will be targeting Bank of America, so we may decide to kind of team up with that and then do something kind of along with that or afterwards. But basically what it would be is this Valentine's Day we're going to break up with Bank of America and let them know why we want out of this abusive relationship. We give, and what does B of A do in return? Foreclose on homes and foreclose on the planet by investing in polluting, climate warming coal mining. This is a toxic relationship. On Valentine's Day, we'll bring blue Valentines to B of A and let them know why so many people are fed up with them for mistreating humans and the planet. Bank of America, if you want our love, you must stop foreclosing on poor, elderly, and working class people and stop investments in coal and all forms of fossil fuel and invest in renewable energy instead. Until then, B of A, it's over. That's why we're meeting in public. Please don't make a scene. So I guess we're going to go ahead and do this anyway, but we'd like to know if the Occupy SF would like to endorse the action, put it on the website, things like that. If we did any printing, it would be basic, and I think that Kelly, the woman with the ideological warfare group, said she could probably do printing, but if there could be a possible small budget, that would be awesome. If not, that's okay too.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
Ellen.
Thank you. Can you
Hold on, let me just say this real quick. I really like that proposal. It's really funny. I think it's good satire about the whole day and the whole system in general, the state of things. I just want to amend one thing. I'm going to come up with a wish list, and I think the first thing is if they can find a way to put a chocolate mold over foreclosure rehabilitation.
I'll be back next week.
So is there any other proposals for tonight so far? Sounds like we have 2 of them. This is the second time they brought forth, Zagum's and Ellen's. So if everybody is okay, do you mind if we talk about Zagum's first? Is that fine? Okay, so Zagum.
Maybe give them something that our banks do, stating all the terrible things that they do.
So basically, it's a mass demonstration at San Quentin Prison. Occupy 4 prisoners, National Day of February 20th at noon. And it's to stand in solidarity with the people confined within its walls and demand the end to mass incarceration. So,
any clarifying questions, Sagum, about this? Yeah, raise your hand. Get on stack. Looks like Mike's gonna go first.
So, clarifying question about this. Is this on behalf of all prisoners in San Quentin, or is this on behalf of certain class of prisoners that are there for particular political crimes, or how is this being framed? Because, there may be violent criminals that we wouldn't want to necessarily be in solidarity with.
I mean, it's part of the movement against the prison industrial complex and mass incarceration, which has its roots in the drug war, which there's a lot of evidence that shows that was deliberately created to pour people down, and people of color specifically also to keep them down, especially like, you know, when black liberation movements are rising up. The drug war was created to militarize the police and create a basis to go into people's communities, arrest folks, and incarcerate them. So that's the way it's framed. It's not really framed to like free rapists and killers and stuff, but it's about the larger injustice in the prison industrial system, the drug war, and how it's used to oppress poor people. So. And also the Occupy prisoners, people being attacked too, I think.
Can you hear me? So what Zagam said was right. What Zagam said was right, but I just want to add on to there is a demand to free political prisoners like Mumia Abu-Jamal and Leonard Peltier, to just name a few.
They're not in that political prison.
Yeah, or like people in the SHU security housing units that are directly targeted because they're political prisoners and they don't want them to be in general population, politicizing the general populace. That's what it is, and it's an Occupy Oakland, like they're moving forward with it and want to have our support pretty much.
What time are San Francisco people convening here and going, or is it just show up at San Quentin at noon, or where specifically?
They're meeting here at 11 a.m. buses and carpools. Well, we can meet at JHB or here, but the buses and carpools are leaving from Market and Van Ness because it's a big park here. And it's right next to a BART stop and Muni line, so we can organize here or over there and then go over there.
Alright, I have major problems with the name. Occupy San Quentin? Don't we want to deoccupy San Quentin? Isn't that the point? To call for the occupation of a place of incarceration, I think, is contradictory. And since I assume, Zagam, you're in touch with the Oakland comrades, I'm wondering if you could raise that as a possible friendly amendment. To answer that, I think it's called Occupy for Prisoners. It's also called Occupy San Quentin. So I don't think it has that much of a, because the flyer doesn't even say Occupy San Quentin on it. But to address it also, I think Occupy for a lot of people has become a word that means liberation. You occupy a space. People occupying space really liberates that space. Actually, a cool video of Occupy San Francisco people that just got posted on our Facebook page. We're asking all the people at JHP, what does Occupy mean to you? And a lot of the people on there were saying just that, liberating space, taking over a space to create community. So in that sense, Occupy San Quentin, in that sense, means to liberate that space, create a space for community, not oppression. So, but like I said, it's not even tied to this flyer. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Oh yeah. Sorry, do you want to go first?
Yeah, to be sure, Occupy has become our brand name, so to speak. And we're proud of it, and it connects us with other groups. But insofar as people are going to be going around saying Occupy San Quentin, it gives a really contradictory message. And Deoccupy would still have our brand name on it, and I think it gives a much clearer message.
I'm not organized in any way.
It's actually called Occupy for Prisoners. It's among the organizers, we call it Occupy San Quentin just because it's at San Quentin. But I will definitely bring that up. We have a meeting on Thursday to just make sure, we're not saying Occupy San Quentin, but Deoccupy San Quentin for sure.
Do whatever they want. Someone else have?
Any other clarifying questions?
First, a possible solution, David, a possible solution would be Occupy San Quentin. 2 dots. Does that work for you?
No, I have colon problem.
I mean, Occupy as follows. Like just to separate it with a punctuation. No? Okay. That was a potential one for you. Also, mass incarceration was used in the phrasing. I'm not sure if that has a precise definition on a popular level I'm unaware of. I know that mass incarceration is a problem we need to address here with our own group. The police come and take us off in masses with false charges, and I'm wondering if that's even included in this, or if this is specifically for political prisoners other than ourselves.
Well, I think when we're talking about mass incarceration, we're talking about, I mean, right now, Occupy is starting to feel the police repression and brutality and incarceration for protesting now, which has brought in other, demographics to feel police brutality. But for decades and years, homeless people, people of color, poor people have been facing mass incarceration, just like you said, on false charges. They face extreme discrimination through the judicial system, where they serve higher sentences, where they fill the prisons more, poor people and people of color, and homeless as well. So I think it's about everybody now.
Of the long-standing system,
exactly,
up until recently.
Yeah, and to address the Occupy political attacks, incarceration of Occupy protesters, as well as the age-old mass incarceration that working-class communities have been facing in America as well.
Are future ramifications included, like with the local, like they can nab people if they feel like it, thing in Congress?
The NDAA, I don't think the NDAA is tied into this, but I think it kind of indirectly connects to it when it says end to repression of activists.
I support it either way, but you might bring that up with a friend over there. If they want a larger crowd, they might get one,
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any concerns about this proposal? It sounds like we've heard some concerns already.
Our esteemed comrade to my right, not politically, just raised an issue that I've been worrying about. Does anyone else notice that as our numbers get smaller, we keep on adding on issues and marches? And there's also a certain amount of incoherence there. We are against all the manifestations of the system, and whether you're anti-capitalist as I am or frame it some other way, there's a lot of bad shit out there. But if we insist on it, and I'm not against this specific proposal, but I am wary of the fact that we seem to be adding actions right, left, and center, and our numbers are getting smaller. And there's a certain way in which that doesn't make a strategy. That makes it kind of self-righteous. So we're against that, we're against that, we're against that. And we're going to start losing energy if we're not already. So I'd like us to be much more self-conscious about what things we mobilize for, how we mobilize, and try and have an impressive mobilization when we do mobilize, rather than 20 here, 30 there, 40 there.
Thank you for your concern. I think Jeff had a direct response in that our numbers are getting smaller. Dallas and Chicago have indoor spaces. There's a giant camp in Washington, D.C. We just occupied Congress. There's all sorts of stuff going on for all kinds of Occupy all over this nation. And the other thing is, in terms of this direct proposal, you said you don't have a problem with it. So back to what we're doing here, I think we can, endorse the proposal. And I disagree with the idea that we're putting out there that we're getting smaller.
Yeah, or to directly link it like that. I'm not sure what that was linked to, or if that was positive effect.
Mike's on stack, so
David mentioned me. I don't think that was fairly representing exactly what I think, but I appreciate. I don't feel like we're getting smaller as a movement. I feel like we're getting, in a transformational phase right now. We don't have our encampments, in the public space. We've got lots of encampments all over, and we're definitely not a shrinking movement, in my opinion. My only concern about this was that it requires so much explanation to see what it's about. It seemed kind of difficult to understand, but I'm not blocking this. So David, thank you very much for your concern. But it sounds like with this particular, you're worried more about something more general. And I thank you very much for sharing your concern. Are there any other concerns about this Occupy San Francisco endorsing this Occupy for Prisoners action?
Do we have pros or?
Say it again.
Do we have like pros, like for positive reinforcement, or?
It's asking about concerns.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's later, or that's?
Yeah, we're going to be consenting on it pretty soon. It sounds like. Can I get a very quick temperature check about this? Give your twinkling fingers if you like this idea. Can I see some downward fingers for any people that are not loving this?
I love it all.
Okay, so it seems like that we can move to consensus. If everybody who likes this idea and wants to consent to it, to endorsing Occupy for Prisoners, stick your thumb up. Everyone who stands aside, put your thumb to the side. Recognize your stand aside. Are there any blocks? Okay, this passes. Thank you very much. We consented to it. And Mike, I believe we heard your concerns, unless you want to say something else. Okay, so our next proposal is Ellen.
Yeah, so basically what I just read, and we probably would see about coordinating with the housing folks as well, and it could be like a good way to unify economic and environmental justice. Basically involves giving 2 Valentines to Bank of America, explaining the reasons that we're breaking up with them, and has some blue construction paper also if anyone wanted to like take any and kind of get them made in the meantime. Does anyone have any questions? Concerns or amendments?
When is it?
It would be Valentine's Day afternoon, probably around lunchtime. We still have yet to pin down the exact time.
You just speak into it.
Okay. I also, it was brought to my attention that Sierra Club is also doing research, and they have a Beyond Coal campaign, and they have a lot of information. There's a lot of information out there, and hopefully in addition to, some pretty Valentines, we would also be working on some flyers with information about exactly what's going on, because if you look at the maps, the big coal-fired plants are in the eastern part of the country more than the west, but there is a big move to supply coal from Wyoming to China and India, and that's going to come right through our backyard. So I think it's very much a West Coast concern as well for many reasons. So there's a lot of information out there that we'll hopefully bring to bear with some dramatics.
So this is an action that you're going to do no matter what, but you're just asking that we consent to, that we endorse it?
Endorse it, yes.
Okay. So we only have like 23 people here right now, I just counted, but are there any, doesn't seem like there's any concerns or questions about this? Yes, sir?
Sierra Club involved in this action?
No, they're not, and there's definitely concerns about that. It's just that...
As long as they're not involved.
Right, there's just a great source of information. I think that's a whole big topic about how to
be careful about using Sierra Club information, because they are being paid millions of dollars by
right. I think that's got to be something to be concerned with. But we also don't have our researchers right here. There are some, but yeah, I agree with your comments.
And the folks in New York already drew up a flyer, so we do have some flyers. We just need to kind of get going and get them printed. But we do have some things with good info about what Bank of America does that's wrong. And I hear you about the Sierra Club.
So it doesn't seem like there's any any more further concerns or clarifying questions. So if you like this idea, you want to endorse it, Occupy San Francisco and endorse it, stick your thumb in there. If you're standing aside, alright, we recognize you stand aside, sir. And if you would like to block this proposal, please do it now. Okay, so Occupy San Francisco is going to endorse the breakup with your bank. on Valentine's Day. But sir, would you like to explain why you stood aside, or are you fine?
No, I just trying to completely understand and
Okay, so the two proposals that could be consensed on tonight were consensed upon. I believe there's, Rob had a proposal, I believe, with the Finance Committee? Yeah, do you just want to answer questions about that?
Yes. Yeah, does anyone have any questions?
Can you repeat the proposal?
Yes. The Finance Committee proposes the GA approves temporary unfreezing of the account and withdrawal of funds for working group fund requests and replenishing petty cash in the net. All of it totaling $400. Any questions? More questions? Concerns? Should we come to consensus?
Is the first time you got it?
Oh.
Hmm?
Yeah, it is.
What?
It's the first time.
It needs to be an emergency because I have to pay the phone bill. We can't be dilly-dallying on this. I have to pay the phone bill or the stream's not going to go down.
Okay, then do it now. It's an emergency. It's just consent.
I mean, it's going to mess things up financially.
Well, here, as far as I understand, to determine if something is considered time sensitive or not, the only way we can really do it is ask the group here. Rob, would you explain why you think this is time sensitive?
Because people have to pay, well, I guess that would be you, right? Is that bill? If we wait till Thursday, will that bill be late?
What's the date today?
7.
Okay, I don't have time for Mickey Mouse stuff. I got to pay bills. They got to be paid on time. It's due on the 13th, and I have a life. So I'd rather that we just do this and get it done with. It's $129.23. We've already, I mean, I don't know. That's,
So,
it's a bill that's due. I don't want to wait till the last minute. That's all I got to say.
if we passed it the 9th, then the 10th, we could have it on Friday. And then
Friday the 10th, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
we can go straight to Sprint and pay it in cash.
I still have to go to the bank, deposit it. The check has to clear.
Well, we can pull out cash and then go pay Sprint with cash.
All right.
It would be instant.
Can we try to pass it?
I mean, I really can't think of any other emergencies. I mean, the other one's not time sensitive. I mean, you know, it'd be easier, but it'd be easier for every proposal.
I mean, I just think that that's my opinion. I don't know.
So,
We can just try to pass it, right?
I believe that under the definitions of time sensitive, this could wait 2 more days. And
should we take? Well, I don't think that's.
And there'll also be
You
time
think
to
this can
ask
wait 2 more
questions
days?
or
I
concerns
have to
on
pay the bill.
Thursday.
It's due.
Since now we have a process of 2-step proposal. And but if you really wanted to say it was time sensitive, I believe we'd have to ask for everyone's here approval. Is that? Yeah. So would you like to do that, or is it really? If it's not time sensitive, it's just a little bit easier. Then it's a little hard to say it's time sensitive.
To me, because
would you
it's.
like to explain?
Yeah, sure. Here, you pull the plug on that.
The reason it's time sensitive is because it is a bill that is in my name, it is my credit, and I also have a life. I don't have time to be waiting for this and that. This bill has been due. It has been said that it was due, and it has to wait 2 days, first of all, to come to GA, 2 more days to be passed by GA, and then the process must proceed where my payment must be paid to Sprint. So if I don't do it now, then there's a potential that it could be late, this and that. It can interrupt the streaming, etc. and so forth. I don't have time for Mickey Mouse games, and I take care of business when it's due, and it's due now.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Take a strong hold.
Yeah, so the way I believe we're going to do this is we're going to take a straw poll, and we're going to see, can you please raise your hands, twinkle finger if you think this is time sensitive and that we can consent to it right now, because it doesn't seem like there's too many concerns with it. It's $400. It's $400. If you do not feel this is time sensitive, and we've never done this before, please give it downward twinkly fingers. So if you do not think this is time sensitive, we can consent on it now. Okay, well then, I guess we're going to, since there are no concerns, everybody at the GA believes this time sensitive, we consent to this proposal. It seems like a yes. Put your thumb to the side if you stand aside. I see 3 stand asides. And put your thumb down if you block this proposal. Okay, so this was a time-sensitive proposal and it passes. Would the stand-asides like to explain why they stood aside? Okay. Okay, was there, so that proposal passed. Was there another proposal?
Yeah, but the other one's not time sensitive. Should I just reread it?
Yeah, why don't you just rewrite it, just read so people know about it. They can ask questions.
Yeah, it's kind of time sensitive, but not really. In light of recent negative vibrations between Occupy and police, and considering that our grievances are with the above-the-law banksters and their crony corporations who corrupt our political system, an ad hoc working group of Occupy SF media working group members, including Kyle, James, Peter, M, and myself, hereby propose an official Occupy SF Love the Police March on Valentine's Day, ending at the annual pillow fight at Justin Herman Plaza. Valentines will be written to the banksters and the police, highlighting their bad behavior and corruption, with offers of forgiveness if they change their evil ways. More details will be announced at Thursday's General Assembly.
Any questions or concerns about this proposal?
It would be Valentine's Day.
At night? Or no, during the day? Or?
Yeah, like evening-ish, like probably after work hours, and then we'll have to figure it out coordinating it with the pillow fight.
So my question is, what kinds of things, like, who's going to come? How are you going to do outreach? Is it just for a small group? I guess I don't have a picture of it. What color are the Valentines going to be?
Well, to be honest, we haven't worked out all the details. It just came up today, so I thought I'd bring it, because then we'll have to consent on it on Thursday. And
right.
From now until then, we'll get the details ironed out.
In your, like, your image, as you got excited about it, what do you picture?
Just a march, maybe going to the police station and giving them a bunch of Valentines, and then maybe a couple banks, some Valentines, and then marching down to the pillow fight.
Okay.
With music, make it festive, fun, change the tone.
Thank you.
My question is, there's going to be different types of events that day also. Did you check with other people that is doing other stuff?
I don't know who is.
So, I mean, like, the question is if you see any conflict of events, like some people may not be attracted to pillow fighting because we also have other stuff like breaking with Bank of America on Valentine's. So what will be the main message that you want to give to the community with that? What is the main message?
Well, that our beef isn't with the police, it's with the banks and their crony corporations.
So that's the message?
Mostly, yeah. And we'll forgive them if they change their ways.
And this proposal comes from media, OccupySF, or media,
well, it was an ad
Occupy
hoc group within media of Kyle, Peter, Mancini,
So not
James,
necessarily media,
myself.
okay.
No, an ad hoc group,
Okay.
not
Okay, I want to clarify
media
that.
working group members.
Yeah, okay, thanks. I want to clarify that because it's different.
Hey guys, I just had a concern just because of a conflict with the time that I was talking about.
that there is a march in Oakland at 7, or the rally's going to be at 6, but it's at 7. So maybe we could like combine them or something. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see a pillow fight over in Oakland. You know, so I mean, there's a possibility because if we divide ourselves at the same time and we have people from San Francisco over here and then people in Oakland over there, we might not get as big a crowd together as we could. You know, I'd also like to urge you not to give flowers to the police because they're beating our people and putting them in prison. But that's another concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, very contradictory.
But everybody does their own thing, so you know.
Yeah, but it's a good point. That's my concern
It's
as
not
well.
like we're saying, hey,
It's
you guys haven't done anything wrong. It's kind of like, hey, you know, we recognize you've messed up, you're corrupt, but we'll forgive you if you stop being corrupt.
That was one of my concerns also. The title is kind of off-putting, and I know some people may feel insulted by the title, so maybe changing it to something like ultimatum, like a relationship ultimatum march or something like that, because at the moment I know I don't love the police, and I wouldn't want to portray that out to society from Occupy, that we love the police. So maybe thinking about the title, that's just something to consider.
Two ideas. One, you can be our Valentine if, and something to go on after that. But the other more practical thing is where are you going to get pillows that people are going to want to bring outside for a pillow fight? Who are you thinking of?
That's already happening. That's a flash mob that happens every single Valentine's Day in Justin Herman Plaza at the stroke of 6.
So they're already here. We have them.
That's something that we can just co-op. But
It's
yeah,
already a huge thing. It'd be a good outreach.
There's kind of a meme that we could hijack, the DTMFA, which the columnist Stan Savage uses. If somebody's like, if you're in an abusive relationship with somebody, you DTMFA, dump the motherfucker already.
Yeah.
So we could coin the march that, DTMFA cops or something.
I don't want to say motherfucker anymore.
Or nobody's saying motherfucker.
But people are going to say, what does it mean? You're going to have to say it.
Dump the MF already. It's very easy to be PG.
Yeah, just really close to some concerns that folks have already expressed, but in the context of the last week or so, it really seems like a sort of direct response to what's going on in Oakland, and it's not a response that seems to be in solidarity with folks. So I'm really concerned about that, and I get where you guys are coming from, but I'd just like to suggest you rethink the framing a little bit to see if you can tweak it and not make it seem like a direct put down to Oakland.
Right.
And I just want to make a clarification. It's not coming from media occupiers. That's clarified again.
I don't need that. I just wanted to co-opt the pillow fight so that we can all let off a little bit of stress.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's at 7? If it's at 6, then we can. If it's at 6, then yeah, you guys can get right on board or whatever. Come over to Oakland if you want. I'm not sure. Okay.
I believe it was at 6 last year, and I was told that it's supposed to be at 6 this year.
Okay. So that would because we're not starting the rally over in Oakland until 6. The march is going to be at 7, so that could give you guys time to do both actions. But I share some of the concerns also to everybody here. Yeah. Just on the framing of it.
I would ask all the people who have concerns about this to talk to Rob or anyone else who's involved in this and make sure you all can get on the same page before Thursday so that we can, that's one of the reasons we have the two-step proposal process so that we can work through the sticky parts. Are there any other questions or concerns for Rob about this?
It's not, I don't need that. It's not really a question or concern, but we got the Brass Liberation Orchestra for the action.
For Friday?
Yeah.
So we've heard what we wanted to hear about that proposal.
No, it's not.
So are there any other proposals? Okay, there's not that many people here at the General Assembly. There's about 17 people. So are you guys okay with ending it for tonight? Or do you want to have a discussion about something? Or does anyone have any announcements that they want to make at the very end?
Oh, yeah. An announcement. Tomorrow, City College is having Shima, an activist from Tahrir Square, speak with us. She'll be there after our GA at 4 p.m. in Ram Plaza at City College. So that's Shima from Egypt. She'll be speaking with us about global revolution at 4 p.m. Ram Plaza on the Ocean Campus of City College of San Francisco.
Where's Ram Plaza?
It's
It's a dicey
Is it the one at the
no, it's the one right by the bookstore, but not right by the bookstore. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be. She's flying back to Egypt like Thursday, Friday. So.
Can you say the time?
4 p.m. Get it while it's hot.
Anyone else?
Just general announcement, basically. I wanted to say something about the San Quentin event that nobody mentioned. I think that from the reports I've heard from our people that have been in Santa Rita, that the police are giving us extra hell as occupiers, but the other prisoners are showing a lot of love to our people. And a lot of that, I think, is because we're providing solidarity with them. We had a lot of solidarity with the Pelican Bay, people, and so I think it's an important action also just to let them know. I mean, just in a tactical sense, that there's a lot of people inside that are in sympathy with us. So anytime that we show, that we're with them on some things, it helps. It helps when our people go in. So.
Thank you. Anybody else? Just want to make an announcement, or there's no other proposals. There's not that many people here. If you guys want to have a discussion.
Wait, I had a question. Does anyone have a sound system they can bring for the march on Friday?
Cars, man.
Bring live music.
Oh yeah, BLO's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, I just talked to Montana.
Nice. You guys have a sound system too, though.
It's like a little bimbo.
Okay, thank you all very much. I just want to remind everybody that anybody can facilitate, so please come and volunteer. That'd be awesome.
Today the 6th or the 7th.
Thank you. It's the 7th.
7th. So, that'd be the end of Occupy San Francisco General Assembly, February 7th, 2012. A couple proposals have been made. A couple proposals have been passed. If you want to see the whole thing, you can just start at the beginning and watch tonight's GA. This is One Liberty with the Occupy San Francisco streaming video team, recording live, signing out. Peace and love. Thanks for restreaming, Buddha Q.
Thursday, can you give me one?
Yeah, I usually have it.